Well, I'm joined now by Shahzad Nadeem from the Berkshire Interfaith Group, and he's an imam, of course. Shahzad, welcome.
Good morning, Paul.
Hi. Well, if you were listening there to what Yinka was saying, do you agree that if there is an increase in racism, it's down to social conditions, lack of jobs, and people are blaming it all on people coming in from other countries?
I would tend to agree, really. I went through the report that was published last week. One of the graphs, I was quite shocked to see, really, that one of the areas of most impact is the area of the unskilled labor in UK. The unskilled people, the impoverished, the poor side, the lower end of the people. They have the most prejudice. It was 41% that they admitted to, and this part of the graph actually showed step by step continuous rise in this area of the society. This part of the society has consistently shown step increases from 1991 up to 2013, which I don't think is a shock, is a surprise in any way, because the lower end of the society, the underprivileged end of the society, in the times of recession would really take the brunt of it, and they will automatically start having sentiments against other people who they think would be stealing their jobs.
But we tend to think of Berkshire as being a very welcoming county. Do you think, if the national statistics are that a third of people are racist, do you think that's reflected in Berkshire, or can we pat ourselves on the back? Are we better than that?
I would say no, definitely the statistics are definitely lower side. It's 24% over here in Berkshire compared to 31% in some other areas.
Still nearly a quarter of people in Berkshire then would have racist tendencies.
It is quite high, and my personal experience, I'll tell you, that yes, I can see it coming. I'm very social. I interact with a wide range of people here in Berkshire, from Maidenhead down to Swindon, really. And I can tell you from my personal experience that yes, the behaviors are changing, the sentiments are changing. The people are, especially the young men, are being attracted toward this philosophy of hate-mongering more and more. And the society is getting polarized step by step, and unless and until government takes actions, number one, and number two, the media understands its responsibility to educate the people, and rather than creating hate-mongering and Islamophobia and racism and whatnot, just to create interesting stories in the cubicles, in the different in the newspapers, I think they have to start creating role models from different religions, from different cultural backgrounds. It's all right, that's fine. Yes, there are stories that need, like, for example, Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda and what is happening in the world. That's fair. Yes, we have to let the people know of what's happening and engage the people. But in parallel, there is a huge portion of those communities who are peace-loving, who want to play an integral role in the society, who want to contribute in the society, and whose children from ages have settled down here, and they are a part and parcel of the society, really need to be engaged. And instead of creating that gulf and polarization in the society, our media especially has to portray those role models, those beautiful pictures from these cultural backgrounds as well, and their contributions in the society to help decrease the hate which is really increasing step by step in our society. And eventually, and because I have roamed around in the world, and I have seen the nations going upside down, it is one of those things that will eventually collapse. The economy, the finance, the social fabric of this nation will collapse if really it's not controlled in time.
But Shahzad, we're speaking in a week where, although you're blaming the media for part of this coming about, we're speaking in a week where in Pakistan a pregnant woman was stoned to death because her family felt that they'd gone against their wishes and who she married. We're also speaking in the week in which Ismail Jabbar, a former House of Fraser trainee, has now been found in Syria working for the unit of bin Laden. And it's the same week when Maryam Ibrahim, we hope is going to be freed in Sudan, but gave birth in shackles because she wanted to be Christian rather than Muslim. You're not saying that the media shouldn't report these stories, surely?
I fully agree with you, Paul, but my question is, can you tell me how many attacks were carried out in Britain against Muslims last year?
Not off the top of my head, can you?
More than 165. How many people know the name of the person who was killed on the roads of East London? Did media report it? How many people know the old lady in Birmingham who was butchered? Do you know it? The problem is that we are taking stories from all around the globe that feel good and nice to hear about, but we are not reporting what's actually happening on the ground. There are far more serious crimes and far more frequently being carried out against the immigrant populations, and the media is absolutely mum and silent on that. And that's really creating hate among in the society. This is an unfair and biased media that we have to check out, really. I fully agree there are things happening around the world, but there are far important things happening in the ground as well that we are not reporting at all.
Okay, Shahzad, thank you as always for joining us on the programme and speaking so forthright.